I'm back. Starting up a little late tonight. He fixed some things up on my display. So now I finally have that reference like I was saying I was trying to get before. This is always the toughest part, is trying to pick up where you left off. Actually, I didn't expect to need this. I gotta pull up my own reference. I gotta get a closer look at this guy. Oh, that's too close. There we go. Wait, nope. Alright. So now that I'm back, I already see his jaw is not that sharp. It's sharp in different places. Alright, what was I doing before? What do I need to do? Continue with the eyes, I guess. I was using this pencil last week. So, go from there. You, sir. Your eyes go in an arc shape. Straight arc. And you have this little curve to your lower lid. Why coming from different directions always seems a little bit more controlled to me. Oh boy. Yeah, this kneaded eraser is getting a little doity. I'm using more than one this time. Slightly. He looks too Asian. This is a white. This is a white man. Why are you looking like that, sir? It's also really hard to see his eyes through the shaving. So that is the tear duct, lid of the eye. Alright, I think I'm hyper-focusing. Let me move on to the other eye. We'll worry about the minute details later. Felt like I went way too slow last stream. I'm gonna make a lot more progress, and I don't think I really have as much time. Even though I had to cut it off early last time. I might have to cut it off even earlier this time. I'm mainly concerned about just staying consistent and streaming consistently. I don't want to break the pattern of at least once a week. Sir, why is this eye feeling so gargantuan? What's going on? Who do I gotta talk to? The drawing or my hand? Something's not acting right. Alright. Ah! Alright, so... You know what I'm finding too? My ring light is getting in the way of my view of my paper now. Ways discovering new things to work around. That one's better. That one's bigger. I mean, I know people aren't completely symmetrical, but that just, I don't know, something about that eye I don't like. It's too long. slave to coffee. It is currently late at night. Don't ask me when I drink. Right there. Oh god, no. I was watching this art YouTuber. I love his videos. But after every stroke of his pencil, he goes, balm. But he's saying green, and he's got like the most German accent. And I'm not really doing a great impression of it, but I'm just like, sir, I can't stop saying that, please. And he's got me saying it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, see, here I go. Just hyper-focusing again. See, I was saying this last week, all my bad habits come back after I'm like on a hiatus, and I haven't drawn since my last stream. So, I'm working off the rust at the DM. Alright, what do we got with the eyes? Come on, focus on the eyes. Big eye. Big eye may look like an anime character. What's happening here? I will sculpt it. Just get the basics down. Okay, eye is down. Now this eye looks too big and this one looks too... Did I mess up? I know in a Marvel book, I had a Marvel book years ago that showed facial proportions, and it's like the corner of your mouth needs to go in a straight line up into the center of your eye. But when I look at this guy, it doesn't quite line up that way. It shakes out the way I have it when I measure the pencil up against his image. I wonder if that's because he's kind of got his head tilted down a little bit. Because then, if that was the case, the line would probably move. It'd be kind of like a curve. If you're tilting downward. And then you'd have like that. Everything would like kind of rotate. Try to imagine it as a 3D object. But his head isn't that tilted, so I don't know. I'm not like this. I'm gonna power through. I think if I wasn't streaming, I would just stop and start over. It's terrible. I think even if something ends up looking garbage, just follow through and do it. For the experience, for the lows. Alright, sir, your eyebrows are quite furrowed. Just gonna landmark it. So I hope the music's coming through. I won't know until like I think I heard it doubling at me when I was listening to my own stream, but if it doesn't, just know I'm working on that. I'm not trying to just make this my voice. I am clearly aware that, you know, background noise is needed. Let's create some more vibey vibe, which is what I'm going for. I want y'all to relax with me as you draw or watch or what do they call it? Second monitoring me? Okay, why am I making his eyebrow that twisted up? Am I seeing something that's not there? No, I'm just exaggerating a very slight curve more than I need to, and it's making it look like something it's not. he's got like his eyebrows kind of like rounding. You can't really see it from the reference here that I have on screen. It kind of like curves. It's like straight and curves a little over his eyelid, and then swoops up. Like, kind of like what I'm seeing is that. No, see, I see what's wrong. I see what's wrong. So first off, I don't think I have the shape of this eye. So this is pretty much how he is in the image. The line for his upper eyelid. I think I made some shit up over here. Here's what we're gonna do. Goodbye. See what happens? You don't want to cooperate, you lose an eye. See, this is why we can't have nice things. I'm drawing too hard. Or I think I'm using too heavy of lead. Or, you know what I mean. Graphite. Lead isn't in pencils anymore. Let's use purple. I forgot what the deal is with the numbers. Like 2B, is that lighter? Does it break, like, chroma more? Is it better for shading? I don't remember what the numbers mean. I used to know. I have forgotten. It's lost knowledge to me. If only there was this thing, you know, where you could just, like, type a question in, and it would pull up every resource imaginable needed to answer your burning question. Really, such a wonderful world we live in if we had something like that, right? Once it doesn't talk back to me. Okay, that was more like that. Okay, I found it. I found your eye. You have a little dip. So this is because it's not a flat thing, but he has like a pronounced dip in the, there's like a corner that curves, because eyes are giant balls of goo with nerves in them, so we can see things. I don't know if anyone knew that. In case you didn't, now you do. Okay. Oh god, that made me think of, Jesus. Made me think of Lex Luthor from the Zack Snyder movies. That was like, that was not a fun rendition of Lex Luthor. Now your eye looks way bigger. Like, you look more correct than this. You vex me, sir. You had an interesting face and I like the shading. I want to skip to those parts. Alright, I don't know what's going on with me here. Just not in the zone today. I'm not in the right auto zone. I think I know what's happening here. I'm taking this too seriously. I gotta chill. I can easily erase everything, and then I might hyper focus on an area, and I'm just like murdering the paper with my pencil. Cleaning this up, take a little swig. All right. I think whatever other imperfections will go away once we start shading. So, I'm going to... What am I going to do? Sir has eyes. Map to your face. Alright, let's do a little... Just like block it out. I want to communicate this... What do they call them? Jowls? Oh, he has like really strong cheekbones, and his jaw is super pronounced. Creates like a dip where like the skin is over that like part of his skull where there's like a gap in the teeth. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna map out the shadows first. That'll probably be a better place to go from here. The shadow under his nose is like right above his upper lip. If I can just get it to perfect. I almost said boom again. Perfect. Okay, and then he's got this shadow right at the tip of his nose. And then he has... not this. I like this shadow. Just defines his chin here. And then he's got shading here. Underneath. A little bit of like fullness of his mouth. I can't do word shut. I apologize for it. Alright, and we got a shadow there. I'm not even gonna bother with this one, it's barely noticeable. Alright, so we got the mouth stuff. I don't like that. So we got the mouth section. There we go. Nicest part of this image. Really great for whoever took this photo. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're gonna shade that in. We're not gonna draw a pronounced line. Because he doesn't, his upper lip isn't even like huge like that. And it stops there. Shading what we have. Alright. Eyes. It's good I didn't go too much detail on the eyes because star of the show. Oh, see, look at me needling again. What a habit. Trying to break it for the longest time. Still working. I think this size. This is too far. We'll do it live. What's his name? Bill O'Reilly. Forehead action. See more things where I am inferring rather than copying. God bless you. Okay. I knew I was going to have a problem like that. Hold on. I was just informed that I'm having a volume problem. How do I fix that? That's not how. Add source. Second mixer order. Group selected items. Copy. Copy. Match title otherwise. Window map. Let's try just doing it from the app. Okay, is that any better? That fixed it? Is the music, can you still hear it, or? Okay, awesome. Woo! Well, in case you didn't hear a single word I said before, hi. Welcome back to the stream. Just having a little argument with this here reference. Argument via pencil. I like this little dip here in his jaw. I don't think I'm copying it properly. Then we have this patch here. So it's kind of like the shadow falls, goes down and over his jaw. Took a screenshot? Oh, that'll do it. That's a risky game. She's playing a dangerous game. Standing up. Knowing you're 30 and you stood up? My God. Okay, I don't normally shade like this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Actually, I think it's a little more efficient. So I usually just wing it and hope something comes out. Another swig. And coffee doesn't hydrate, water does. Okay. Alright, sir. You gonna cooperate here? You know what? The scary part is gonna be when I get to the hair. That's when the scary stuff's gonna happen. Where do we begin? First off, let me just do a real quick rundown of the effectiveness of these pencils. I have 2B. Thanks. That was great.
No problem.
Or 3-2B. And I got 4B. This is definitely the one I'm going to use for shading. It's softer. This is way softer. It's like breaking down faster, but it's softer. This one's pretty good too, but I think that dark is really intense compared to this one. Alright, 4B seems to be lighter for me. So we shall start with the 4B and use the B when necessary. Alright. Let me hit the... Get rid of these guidelines. I can still see them. I don't know if you'll be able to on camera. Making them less pronounced. They're just supposed to guide me. They're not supposed to be visible. Alright, now we're gonna have a really detailed floating head. Putting all the work into the freaking face. Alright, my guy. Alright, we'll start in the really dark spots. Let me start in the eye. I feel like I'll be happier at this if I at least get the eyes down. Right. His eyelid doesn't really show up under his eyebrow. Well, it kind of does. It's very, very close. Oh, let me get... You know what I just realized? I've been drawing with mechanical pencil. I'm only drawing with this for the stream. And what I do is I use that line technique to create the volume. Not the volume, the shape. I just realized I'm without that ability because I'm using a soft pencil to shade. Very interesting. It's like stuff you don't really think about, you just do. And then now that I'm actually being more deliberate, just like, oh wait, that's what that did. Now I gotta figure out a different way to do it. Alright, darkness goes from... Actually, I just noticed. Alright, hold on, let's get his eye. His eye is covered in really heavy shadow. super dark. And then it lightens up a little bit on the center. Get that super dark corner. It's also got the edge of his eyelid is seen a bit in there, so I'm gonna put that there. Actually, it's darker in the corner of his eye. So we're gonna hit it with a little bit of darker B rather than 4B. See if that does the trick. I don't know if it does. It just looks like a demon. I don't know if this is going so well, but that's the point, right? Mess up, learn from your mistakes, move on, mess up again, different way. I see his pupils. It's very hard to see, but I could just barely see it in the darkness in his eyes. A little bit of light on the bottom of his pupil. I missed it. I didn't get it down properly. Let's go back to the lighter 4B. Alright, where am I? What am I doing? I think I lost the plot there. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't hate it. Gonna go with the flow here. This is the sculpting part I was talking about. When you shade, I don't know, it feels more like sculpting than drawing for some reason. I guess it's like a form of coloring or something. I apologize if I'm still speaking too low. Just like super focused here. I will work on that technique too. Be present for the stream and also focus on what I'm doing. I know it's an art that a lot of people have to build up to. Darken that a little bit. Alright, there we go. Darken that. And darken this. It shouldn't be that bright. Whew, alright. There goes that hand again, acting up, being all numb. He just looks like he has a black eye right now. It's crazy. Alright. I had an art teacher who used to say that smudging was cheating. I really want to smudge right now. Really badly. You know what I'm realizing too? It's harder for me to tell because of the light. Welcome, lurkers. not make him look like he has a black eye. Bear with me. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll get there. Getting to his cheekbones. This is the really interesting part about his face that I was like, ooh, I want to try that. Drawing that. Okay, he's got like a curve in his mouth with the shadow contours too. This is... I don't think I drew a very good guide of that section when I did my little shadow guide. Let's darken this a bit more. Okay. Good. Shadow over his nose. There. Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna brave the eyebrows here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Make him look hairy with the shading. Not my best work, but I don't hate it. Oh boy, I'm not feeling confident about this one, folks. Let's see how it comes out. Let's not judge it. Judging it too early. Sorry, hands going numb again. Tends to happen, especially when I draw. Such is life. I'm realizing there's no rhyme or reason to where I'm jumping. I'm just jumping where I'm interested in shading at the given moment. And I'm realizing my values are way off. It's not nearly as much darkness in that corner there as I originally put. I'm not a lefty, sorry. Let me act right here. See the shape of the shadow in the darkest points. It's like a little dip in a curve. Fix these values here. I don't even think I fixed it very well. Make that darker. There we go. A little more. Alright, sir. You're looking less black-eye-y and more detailed. We got more on us. We'll come back to that. Furrow on his brow. No, there's not. I'm just making stuff up. See what happens when you actually look at your reference? Alright. Okay. Got a little bit of shape on his nose. Darker value here. Light's like hitting him. Shadow hits it more of his nose on this side than it does the other. Let's just pay attention to our guide. We need getting lost in the sauce here. Not looking at my reference, making crap up, not following my guides. Crazy work. What do I think I'm doing here? Drawing for fun? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Man, these things really lose their edge real quick. Alright, sir. Let's hit the tip of your nose. That is a scribble. That is not shading. What was that? Let's do it again. How about... Oh god, I have to hold it different because I'm losing the tip. Okay, so he's got most of the darkest of the shadow is like right on the tip, the very tip of his nose. Actually, it's a little bit thicker than that. Start with the darkest parts and radiate outward from there. I don't think that's actually how you're supposed to do it now that I think about it. Like thinking back on my lessons I've learned in the past, you're supposed to go light to dark. Anyway, we'll do it live. It don't matter. It comes out looking great. Got that dang on thing getting all realistic, boy. Yes. Looking for the realism. How are you, Yuki? I hope you're doing well. In that nostril action. No, his nostril's not like that, sir. Reference. Use it. Use it. Scheiße, I didn't mean to. Uh-oh. We're in danger, guys. Oh no. I erased too much. Dear Jesus. Alright. This is too dark. I want to go lighter now, because that is getting way too dark. It's not that harsh of a shadow. Just trying to create some shape there. Because noses are not flat, they're round. I don't know why I keep going British tonight. And it's not good British, I'm so sorry. To all those in the EU, I apologize. I know you sound way better than that. This light is actually causing problemos. My IRL light, not the light in the image. Okay. So, are you good? That's a lot. Okay. Think we're good, because, hold on, the light on my ring light is making it hard for me to actually see. Jesus. Oh, great. My cat got the zoomies. He's just gonna run back and forth like a madman for no reason, for God knows how long. Alright, is this shadow as dark as my brain's telling me it is? Yes and no. Alright, great. Here we go. We're going. We're doing the ting. We're doing the ting with the ting with the ting on the ting. Alright. Shadows don't have lines, so let's like soften it up on the outside. Oh no. I can't, you know, I was thinking about calling it soon, but it's giving Hitler stash. We cannot leave this man with a Hitler stash. Where's my cat opening the door like he pay rent around here? Alright. Get a little definition, action around the lips. Around the lippity lips. Okay. And now I will hit him with a little bit of that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Let's see if I can fix this light. It's really messing me up. Does it still show up while on stream? You know, taking a step back is always a good thing too. Looking at my reference and looking at my drawing. There's more shadow in different places than I realized. Okay, I'm going to dive back in. It's more clear to see in a small version of the image than it is on a big, because it looks like there's like a drastic value change, which there kind of is. But I don't know if I can communicate it well where I'm at right now. So, okay, alright, so let's play this game. Let's play this game where we move our lines as if it's like a 3D model. You know, 3D models, the lines that you know how 3D models work. If you don't, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. Let's do that action. See, I haven't been drawing with these types of pencils regularly. What I've been doing is I tend to draw when I do draw, which isn't as often as I'd like. I draw with mechanical pencil because you don't have to worry about your tip breaking when you're on the go with a mechanical pencil. But the problem is, shading with mechanical pencils is tricksy. But so much you can do, like limited techniques. I don't want to say limited techniques, but I don't know. I like shading with these is better. I have enjoyed my time with mechanical pencil shading. I think it's helped with my 3D modeling skills. Being able to like know the can't think of the terminology, but like how when you're doing like a 3D model, it's like broken up in lines, and it's a very interesting thing you have to do to visualize that when you're trying to think of a model, or think of anything really. It's like how are the faces and polygons gonna connect to make the shape you want. I think the last thing I modeled, I attempted a Goku. Tried to model his hair, and dear God, that was... I really give a lot of credit to the game designers, or the game developers who had to model for like Sparking Zero and freaking what was that other one? Fighter Z. Oh jeez, that model. Fighter Z. Yeah, they're still models. 2.5D is still some 3D action happening. Those guys must have gone through some rough times dealing with all that hair. I'd like nail Goku's hair on one side, and then it's like another profile flip that's kind of in line. I was like, okay, I could work with this, but then going to the other side of it, where like the round part of his head is supposed to be, like the spikes don't make sense when, what was it, side profile versus front profile, the spikes just didn't match, because he'd like face on, it's like that round part of his head would always change sides, like front view, side view. I don't know why I'm doing this. Anyway, you get the idea. Goku was the last thing I tried modeling. I gave up because his hair was insane. I probably shouldn't have done that. Did like a ketchup bottle or some shit. But, oh well. It's not like I quit. I just haven't modeled and quit. Oh, see, I'm cheating. Yeah, screw it. That's how you know you're a real artist. That's not a thing. I'm just kidding. Alright. I feel like I made his nose darker than it actually is. I don't think it was that dark in some places. Sorry guys, I'm getting real lost in the sauce. This is the part where I always like lock in the most. Alright, we gotta do a time check. Oop, alright. I think I might need to cut this off. Oh wow, we actually went longer than last time. So that's good. It's a good success there. Let's just finish this corner here. I'm gonna just finish his mouth. I wanna make sure I've completed an area before I come back. Before I leave and come back. As you can see at the beginning of this stream, it's kind of hard to like kind of pick back up where you left off. Okay. I think that is a good spot. Lighten it up there a little bit. And then hit the bottom of the lip going into the chin with some shading. Alright. Go. Not looking so bad. I don't know why that part gets darker. It's a dip. He's got a dip. His chin kind of dips in before it goes back out, which is what creates this little shape here. It's like clef, I guess you call it. This man nearly had a butt chin. He lucked out. Didn't have enough going on in that cracked part to really actually be a butt chin, but he almost had one. Alright, I think this is a... Wait. Nope. See? Okay. I think I can safely say this is a good spot. I'm going to stop it here. And we will come back to it. Hopefully next time we finish it all off. Or at least get the other side of the face. But, yeah. Thanks for joining.